Hi everyone, this is Karen, and tonight we didn't have any technical difficulties, thank God. The technical difficulties was with me, okay? And I want to be quite upfront about that. I was 100% accountable. Speaking of accountability, we're going to be talking about that. I am going to be talking about that. And it is a fundamental tenet that is necessary for you to create the kind of life that you desire to have. You have to be responsible 100% of the time for what you feel, what you think, what you imagine, what you experience, and what you manifest. It's all you. Everything is you. The way that you take people is you. The way that you take events in life is you. The way that you react or respond is you. It's all determined by your decision. And there's nothing that you can do to get away from that. It's all you. I'd like to read something from A Course in Miracles. It says, I am responsible for what I see. I choose the feelings and experiences, and I decide upon the goal I would achieve. And everything that seems to happen to me, I ask for and receive as I have asked. That goes with everything. Again, with everything. A question was asked, in 100% accountability, is our responsibility then to spend time revising ourselves? The answer is 100% yes. If I do not experience life the way I desire, I go to the source, and that's within myself. And I just, hi Freddie, hi Brian, glad you're here tonight. Revision is forgiveness. What you're doing is you're going back into your mind and you're taking accountability for what you're experiencing and seeing. And you're saying, okay, I'm the source. And I need to get in alignment in my mind with what I want to have. And so drop everything else. That's one way to revise. Another way to revise, which I do a lot, is I just simply laugh, chuckle, whatever. Don't take it seriously. And then say, what do I want out of this situation? And I get it instantly. It's just amazing. If I'm in a dispute with somebody else, all I do is own it, and I change myself, and instantaneously they either change or I change my interpretation of them, or they have to go away for some reason. Hi Danette, glad you made it tonight. And so don't look at 100% accountability as blame or guilt. Please don't. I know that's what people instantly go into. Blame means that you have caused something that's bad to happen, okay? Which is guilt. And how in the heck do you know it's bad? Because you judge it, okay? In any situation at all that I blame myself for, I realize that I am an actor in somebody else's script, and I chose to be in that script, to participate, but I'm not to blame for whatever they experience because they're 100% accountable. So please don't blame yourself for anything, okay? All you are here for is truly to engage in life, interact with other people, and be the shining example that you truly are. When you falter and fail and fall and flop around, be accountable for it, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and say, oh my God, wasn't that funny? And go on, okay? don't delay. Okay, no big deal. Another question, what's the difference between 100% accountability and EIYPO? EIYPO is actually part and parcel of 100% accountability. You're just seeing it in the EIYPO. Everyone is you pushed out. All you see is a reflection of you in everybody. There's no getting around about that. I've tried. Believe me, I've tried. And I haven't been successful. So, guys, everyone is you pushed out. Everyone. I don't care if you're passing somebody who is screaming bloody murder. You are in your experience of what you're seeing in that person. If you see the poor, if you see a beggar, what is your experience? Always go to, what is your experience? If your experience is, I'm going to lift that man up to where he is the God of his reality, knowing that he's going through his life the way he's chosen, and to let him be. That's wonderful. Okay, you are actually practicing 100% accountability with 100% acceptance, and that's a joy. Believe me, it's a joy. If you are meant to get involved, you will be literally moved into, all of a sudden, your hands in your pocket, you give them whatever. Okay, it's not a conscious decision. You find yourself in the act, and that's a blessing. I find myself doing that a lot. I paid for somebody's groceries a couple times, not because I went up to the register and said, I'm going to do this. I was moved to, and I didn't have any judgments against them at all. I saw them as my brothers, and I saw them lifted up in abundance, and it just got funneled through me. No big deal, no ego involved. It was beautiful. And you know what they did? They turned tears in their eyes and they said, thank you, God. Okay, that was absolutely beautiful, because God's within us all, and God is the source of everything. Joseph Dunham, I teach that to people who beg me for me, what is so sad is some are so stuck in a state of desire when I'm showing them how to be wish fulfilled instead. Joseph, you're 100% accountable for that. Okay? I'm serious. What was going on with you? Go back to that. Whenever that happens, stop. Okay, honey? And go to where your mind is focused. You cannot force anybody off of their position. You've got to go to your state at that time to get any answers. Why is it that you are bringing this into your life? That's what I would always ask you. Hi, Ashley. I'm so glad you're here with your husband. EIYPO, I did explain that. Brian Urias said, unconditional love. Yes, this is unconditional love. And thank you, Ashley. Now, how can you be 100% accountable when the ego says you are guilty? The ego always says you're guilty. The ego is guilt, even if he says it's blame. So what I do with that is I tell the ego to F off, and I laugh, and I again realize I'm the operant power, and I can see this any way I want, and whoever's involved is the operant power in this situation, and they are experiencing whatever they're experiencing by their choice. So when it comes to guilt, blame, realize everybody involved is responsible. They decide the outcome. I live a guilt-free life for much of it. Okay, yeah, it still pops in, and I'm on the path you are. I'm just a step ahead of you. Maybe I'm not. Ego, not Karen, Brian. I've been telling my ego to F off a lot lately, Leah said. Leah, I keep that in my mind all the time. In fact, I say F, 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 F. Effity, F, F, F. And it's my new mantra. And in fact, I've got t-shirts with that on it. And I have coffee mugs with that on it. And then I have cold drink carriers with that. And it's amazing how many people, when I'm out and about and I do wear my t-shirts, how many people give me the yay and fist bumps and applaud me. And some turn away from me. And I accept that. I'm not changing who I am. And it is so freeing just to be yourself. And realize that 100% accountability enables you to be. Okay, it brings you back to, if I don't like what I see, who do I want to be in this situation? Who am I wanting to unleash? And so I unleash her. Okay, powerful, dynamic. If I'm bored talking to somebody, all I have to do is become accountable and then launch into some kind of a talk that's dynamic. And it changes the tide of the conversation, and normally they are inspired. It's fun being accountable, 100% accountable. Sometimes not so much. Okay, I once in a while I get hooked up on wanting somebody else to be blamed, and I lick my paws. And I say, get real, Karen. And then I start laughing. It's got to be practiced and it's got to be persisted in. And thank you, guys. You're lost if you are not accountable. There is no effing way that you can create a life unless you are willing to assume responsibility for what you have right now. There's no way, guys, okay? And these people who complain up a storm, okay, they're not being accountable. So no matter what you tell them, it's not going to help them until they're accountable. Every complaint that I engage in shows me I'm not being accountable, and that's a fast way to do it. I entered in a 21-day, but I made it 28. I'm a hard nose. 28-day, no complaint, no talking about somebody, and no, trashing somebody else, verbally. And for 28 days straight, anytime that you did, you would have to start over again. It took me 3.5 years. Me, 3.5 years. I finally made it, okay? And it taught me a lot. It taught me how much I want to engage in a conversation where we're talking about victimization and non-accountability. And it just was amazing. And you can do the challenge yourself. I recommend the book, A Complaint-Free World, and it's available on Amazon. And it is an eye-opener, an absolute eye-opener. Lee Kleiner said, it's interesting to notice how often you can go into victim mode in a day, regarding what other people say, how they made you feel, etc., once you become aware. Lee, that's right. It really is. And also, that's with pluses, too. If I think that somebody makes me feel wonderful, it's a trap of the ego. It's putting my source outside myself. I have to watch myself with that. and they reflect your state. And so I have to own that state myself and thank God the Father and thank me. Okay, it's my interpretation of them. And it's a trap thinking that a relationship gives you anything outside your own mind. Many people are pursuing other people to get. This goes into that. How can you get something from someone else? It's impossible. You are the operant power at all times. And the getting mechanism is totally ego, old man, and it's devastating, absolutely devastating. Yes, we have goals, and those goals seem to be about getting. To me, and what I teach my coaching clients and on the boards, is that you don't have goals to get. You have goals for healing. You have goals to raise yourself up and your brothers with you. It's not what you get in life. It is the healing process you go through where you think you're limited and you think you're guilty and you live in fear, and it stops you cold. Pearl of great price, operant power at all times. Brian, you're correct. This is going to be a short and sweet live video, guys. So if you have any questions, I want you to ask now in the feed. Time lag and manifesting. I love this. I love this. I'm going to insert something right here. What are you waiting for? What are you hesitating in doing? Take action in your life. Whenever you think something is not manifesting according to how you want it to manifest, I want you, on your time limit, I want you to take into account your life. What is it you're hesitating on? Number one, what action can you take in your life today? Just action in your life, okay? Calling a friend, texting a friend, cleaning up a mess in your house, whatever it is. When you take consistent action in your life, you're telling the universe that you mean business. You're not stalling on your end. And so you are allowing the universe to manifest in your life a higher level of living. Number two, I just lost number two. I'll get it in a second. Okay. I lost it. Another thing about time. Anytime, I just found it again. Anytime that you are thinking about the time element, you are out of the state of the desired result. It knocks you out. And so what you want to do is laugh about this time thing. There is no time. So what you want to do is simply laugh, get back into the state of the wish fulfilled. Then you are the person who is the embodiment of the wish fulfilled. You've got it now, okay? You've got it now. And then continually take action, get involved, take on some challenges, move yourself through life. The wish fulfilled state is the here and now. Yes, Joseph, you're right. Hi, Joseph. Thank you for joining. And again, with relationships, if you are not in a relationship, to give 100% with zero coming back. It's called the 100/0% rule. Then you need to take a look at yourself. Another thing is a relationship is for forgiving. Forgiving of what you see reflected in the relationship about yourself. I take on relationships seriously, all relationships, but specifically the ones who I'm closest to, who I interact the most to, who I'm more honest with. It's a love making. It's a constant exchange. It's rising together to heaven in its highest form, and you leave scripts with each other, and the power just is incredible, and you manifest a new self. And that's what my SP and I can do together, and we have done together. And sex can't even come close to it, guys. Just can't. So that is the end of the discussion, I believe. I'm going to double check my questions here. Okay, that's it, guys, for tonight. Short and sweet. You guys can go off and utilize what I've said here and be 100% accountable. That would really, really help the world, okay? Stop your blame game. And remember, you are love, made in love, for love, by love. Thank you, Megan. Good night, everyone.